Oh, I think I'm live. This is looking a bit better than StreamYard. Mind you, I don't know why the writing's back to front. It seems a bit weird. How's the microphone sound? The only one there. Well, there's someone there. 2 people there. Hi, 2 people. Say hi. I'm not quite sure how. Ah, Pickles. How you doing, Charlie? It sounds good, is it? That's good. The writing's back to front. Does it look back to front to you? I'm in my kids' playroom. Just sort of experimenting, really. How you been? You all good? Happy birthday for the other day, by the way. I'll give you a shout out in my Halloween video that's coming out soon. Yeah, many happy returns. So it's not backwards. Like that looks backwards on the screen to me. This whole live streaming thing's a bit weird. Oh, so it's forwards there. Oh, that's strange there. Change the light a bit. That's better, not as harsh. Yeah. Actually, it might need to be a bit brighter. I should have just left it alone. How's your day been there, brother? All been good, yeah? I've had an awful time. I've had a toothache for the best part of 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I split my back tooth. Yeah, that's the plan. I've got a little webcam. I've got something coming up at the end of the month. So I thought I may as well get some equipment and maybe do live stuff as well. In for a penny, in for a pound. You got snow tomorrow. Whereabouts in America do you live, man? It's early for much. I suppose it's October. Colorado. That's hot, isn't it? No, but the only thing I know about Colorado is got a desert and lots of aircraft bases. I think I prefer this to StreamYard. This seems to be a lot easier than StreamYard. It's a clearer, and mind you, I suppose they want you to pay for StreamYard. Like I'd done a live and it had like big black things down the side. Yeah, it is too early. I love the snow. When we get snow over here, because I live in like a valley, when it snows, I'll show you some pictures. It's like a proper postcard thing. If you imagine like an old-fashioned English village, that's what my village looks like in the snow. It's really nice. I'm really lucky to live here, to be honest. This is the YouTube studio beta thing. Before I'd done another live earlier on today, and it was the what's it called, StreamYard thing, and you can get like multiple boxes and stuff, but the video quality was awful. I suppose what they want you to do is pay to get decent quality, but this This looks a lot better. It's not. Yeah, it's like it's a. This is a laptop. I'm running it on. Just through a Logitech webcam. It's a 1080p webcam with stereo sound, and I've got like a little light over there. It sort of might need to diffuse that a bit. It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah, I'm a long way from 1K, mate. I've just hit 200, so I'm quite chuffed about that. But you know, it's only 1K, probably a year and a half away the way I'm growing. But you're knocking on the door of 1K now, eh? You can't be far off. Yeah, kudos, all right. That's tough, mate. You have to yeah, keep on doing the barbecue thing, and then one day retire, hit 1,000, and then lose interest. Be like, yeah, done it now. What gonna do next? 100. That's good. Lep, how you doing, Lep? I normally see you on Pit Life. How you doing, mate? Wow, this is quite a strange thing. So, what time is it for you guys over there? It's like 10:30 at night in England. You must be 5 o'clock ish. I presume you lot have just finished work. I'm thinking about going to bed. Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, that went up 5:30. So I'm 5 hours in the future. Yeah. Oh wow, this is cool. I quite like. I prefer the YouTube version to the other one. It's a lot easier and clearer to use. We've got 4 users now. Four people in the live. That's really cool. So yeah, how has your day been, Let? What have you been up to? So I like the sort of the group barbecue thing you posted up the other day. It's really interesting to see, like all of the cooks out and things you do. What was the other? I saw one as well. It was like someone was doing like a chili cook-off. Yeah, that's it. Backyard boogie. Hey John, how you doing, mate? Yeah, that backyard boogie is really interesting. It's because it's so different over here. We get barbecue competitions, but they're very few and far between. And I've been to one tailgate, and that was really cool. But it's such a different thing over where you guys are compared to where we are. Like we get people cooking and do channels, but it's all very. It all seems to be very enclosed. You know what I mean? You'll have one channel doing one thing, and no one really seems to interact that much. Well, you get a bit of interaction, but all you guys, you seem to be all in on it, and you all seem to know each other, and a real community thing going on. You know. And I suppose we do have that to an extent, but I've never really met hardly anyone that does barbecue over here. Only on like Facebook groups and things like that. I think I've probably met about a dozen people who actually do it. One's a moderator for my UK Ugly Drum Smokers group. Paul, he come around and had some wood off of me, and then who else? Oh, I've met Steve. He runs like a tailgate thing where we all basically go out, camp, and get get annihilated on whatever drink we can find and cook a little bit, which is quite cool. Yeah, all of you chaps over there, you're like full on. It's such a good. It must be such a good laugh. Just rock up, cook whatever you want, have a couple of beers, and then all go home. I've recently just done an SCA course, so I can judge now. There's only like one competition in the UK a year, which is wow. Beef ribs tri-tip. I've got to try. I've never cooked a tri-tip. I've always wanted to cook a tri-tip. They look so nice. And yeah, tons of beer as well. Yeah, tri-tip. There's something I've got to try and do, I think. But I must admit, I'm a pork guy. I love beef. I've done loads and loads of beef videos lately. I need to do a pulled pork one. I always do pulled pork, but it's my favourite. It's easy, it's tasty. Mind you, that and wings, chicken wings. Is it difficult to get over there, tri-tip? Or is it quite a regional thing? We've got like wholesalers over here. Well, I'm a member of that. I've got my wife, she's a childminder, so we get to go in food wholesalers and things like that. And sport for choice, you get nice beef, short ribs, brisket's relatively inexpensive in there. Really big meaty pork ribs, and all sorts of good stuff like that. Okay, on the West Coast it's more prominent over there. But then, why is that? Why is it harder to find on the East than the West Coast? I would have thought, I don't know. I suppose it's just what people are eating and what sells in certain places. I suppose that's all they're doing. It's just moving it from place to place. Yeah. Do you get a lot of online meat over there? Can you sort of like order it and it just gets delivered, or do you have? Because there's a couple of good online butchers in the UK, like major ones. But I'm luckily enough, there's a really good one near me. Or in fact, it's a couple. Yeah. It's the thing. The thing is, if you're going to buy meat online, you got to buy a heap of it to make it pay, because the packaging is so expensive. Like if you're going to buy meat, you got to spend like 100 over here. You got to spend like over £100 just to make it viable, really, just because of the postage and packaging. It's just so expensive, and it's like I suppose it's got to be next day as well, especially packed and stuff like that. So it's like heavy and sort of like quick as well, which bumps the price up. And so you get it over there as well. That's cool. Yeah, online butchers are good. I'm starting to try the lesser known cuts of meat. Like I've done mind you guys, you must do chuck roast over there all the time. I've done chuck roast. Oh, I'll tell you what, I prefer that to brisket, if I'm honest. What's pounds in US dollars? I don't know, to be honest. A lot. That's true. I don't know what it. Chuck roast. It's good. I might try to start do some more lamb on the barbecue. I've done a smoked lamb shoulder. That's really good, and goat as well. They do a thing over here called Goattober. No, yeah, it is Goattober. You just like everyone just cooks goat for some reason. I've never tried it. Oh, you've got to give it a go. The chuck roast it's so much eat. It's like the equivalent of a pork butt or like a pork shoulder, but beef. So it's just so easy to cook. Literally just stick it in and let it do its thing. Mm. You guys you're all into your sports, aren't you? Have you been watching any of the Rugby World Cup? I don't know much about American football. You've done chuck roast, just we get a lot of you can get a lot of goat over in the UK, but I've just never eaten it. I think I went to a wedding once and had like a goat curry. It was like a Jamaican goat curry, and it was really sort of spicy. And I don't mind a bit of spice, but God, it blew my socks off. Mm. Yeah, lamb's expensive over here as well. It's but it is nice. I tell you, I brought a whole lamb once. I went to a butcher, but I think I paid about £6 a kilogram. So this lamb, it was about 120 pounds. I don't know what that is in dollars, but I literally went there. The guy, he said, "What carcass do you want?" I pointed it out, and he sort of just cut it all up, and I watched him butcher it in front of me. It was so interesting. But there's only so much lamb you can eat. Do you know what I mean? When we first got it was so novel. It was like, oh yeah, let's have some lamb. And then by the end of it, it was like, oh, let's have some lamb. It's like the freezer was full of it. We just got so, oh, it was lambed out, I suppose you could say. Yeah, there was a lot of lamb going on. But I thought, well, luckily enough, one of my friends owns he's got a pig farm. So this time of year, I generally get some like nice pork loin and pork belly, and I like to kill my own bacon, which is a really good thing. If you're going to try and do one thing, kill your own bacon. It's so good. Yeah. And that was was it last year? I think it was last year we done that. It might have been a year before, but we haven't done it since. And it was just so much lamb. Like the lamb, I'll tell you what is a really nice cut of lamb is lamb neck. They're like steaks, but a little bit smaller. They're a lot better than the chops. But the trouble is, we sort of seem to call meat. Well, it's the same meat, but the different cuts have different names. So, like for me, I watch a load of American barbecue stuff. I go to the butcher and say, I want this, and I'll come out with something entirely different sometimes. Like brisket, it took me ages to find a butcher to get me a proper brisket point. That was because it's called something completely different over here. I can't even remember what it's called. I just go to the same butcher. I say, look, I want that, and he gave me that. And he gave me a really sort of nice point brisket, but it had the bone on as well. So I presume it must have been part of the short rib attached to it, or something. I don't know that much about butchery, but it was that was quite a cool thing to see. I'd love to know how to break down bits of animal and stuff. It's really good. Thank you so much for coming on, chaps. I wasn't really expecting anyone to come on. This is literally just an experiment to see how the webcam works and if the light looks all right and if the sound is okay and if the sign looks all right and all of that sort of stuff. And yeah, it is. It's a dying art, Charlie. It's surprising. Well, I say that there's a few. If you go to a butcher's in the UK, you're going to be paying good money, because you're not necessarily, well, you are paying for better quality meat, but you're also paying for fully trained, competent people who know exactly what they're doing with the meat. You're not just paying for the quality of the meat, you're paying for the skill of the guy who knows how to get the best cut from the best bit of meat he has. So I totally respect butchers. Yeah, you're right though. The supermarkets and the big wholesalers are sort of drumming them out of business in a way. It's like it's easy enough to go down the wholesaler and you can pick up a brisket for probably a third of the price of what you'd pay in a butcher. But is it the best quality brisket in the world? Probably not. But then if you're saving £20-30 on a brisket, I know what I'm going to do. I'm certainly not well off by any means. I've got a job and I work, but if I spent over £100 on a piece of meat, my wife would kill me. She would absolutely go mad. Like, so some of the bits I'll get her around £30, and there's only 4 of us, so right, I cook it all, then I backpack it and put it in the freezer, and then we sort of like get out some tasty treats for dinner every now and again. It's good in a way, but in another way, I wish meat was cheaper, because all of these cuts used to be really cheap. It's just, I suppose, the victim, sort of like barbecuing is the victim of its own success, isn't it? You could say. I'm 100% converted on chuck. That's for sure. It's the same taste, but for, well, a lot cheaper. No one wants to eat it. I suppose no one knows about it, but certainly not over here anyway. And it's easier to cook, so you can just bung it in, kick back, have a couple of beers, and then get it out, wrap it up if you want. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, I'll tell you what, John, brisket I've always struggled with. It's the flat. Well, only if they start watching good videos about barbecue cooking, cooking, cooking chuck roast. But for what you get for your money, it's a much better thing. And short ribs, no one really eats short ribs much over here either. I love short ribs. I'd say without a doubt they're my most favourite barbecue cut. Actually, maybe second to the chuck now. Once you have a bit of chuck, you don't go back. Brisket's just a distant memory for me now. Injection, yeah, I've tried everything. Well, I say I've tried everything. I've done a whole pack of brisket once. The point of, you can't really ruin the point, but the flat was absolutely, it was awful. Mind you, well, I must admit I've done the standard thing of a couple of years into barbecue. I can cook now. Well, I think I'd probably make a better job of it now. But it really put me off because I put some money into it and I was like, oh yeah, £60 for a brisket it was at the time, a couple of years ago. And yeah, I pretty much ruined the flat. The point was good. Got good burnt ends off the point. You done brisket on a Blackstone? I'll tell you what, I'd love to get a Blackstone. They don't sell Blackstones over here. I tried to convert I've got like a Weber gas barbecue. So I've got like a really thick grade of steel. I had it cut up, put it on there, and it was working great. So I banged it on the grill, just put it on low so it didn't bend or warp. Went off indoors, prepped some onions. I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to make like a proper breakfast thing, like what you guys do with the eggs and the onions and like the bacon. And I come out, my barbecue was on fire. I've got it like under a barbecue lean-to, and there was like flames coming outside, and like the only reason I knew because there was like black smoke billowing from out the barbecue, and I was like, that don't look right. So out I went. There's a flame shooting out the front, so I disconnected the gas bottle, and yeah, shut it all down, left the lid on, and it's all died out. But yeah, that was a bit exciting. Oh wow. It's surprising how quickly time goes. I was only planning on coming on for a few minutes, like half an hour in already, and I've just been chatting to that and reading that, and it's quite a fun thing to do. This. It's nearly 11 o'clock over here. I'm going to have to wrap this up, I think. I've got to go. I'm going to be up at 5 in the morning to go to start my work for 6. Right, thank you for everyone joining me on my first live. Or second live. You didn't. It's up till 2 a.m. cooking a brisket. Wow. I've nearly been there before. I'll tell you what, that's the worst thing. Misplanning. Especially with, like the missus, like, oh yeah, when's dinner going to be ready? Right. Thank you all for joining me, guys. Hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Thanks, chaps. Have a good rest of your day, and thanks for coming to check me out. Much appreciated, guys. When I see you ping up, and if it's not too late or early, I'll jump on one of yours for sure. Thanks, Charlie. I'll try and have a good day. Every day's got to try and be a good day, even with a toothache. Right. Bye, everyone. There's the fee.